script interrupted, finding power. When life rewrites your story, the moment everything changes rarely announces itself. There's no dramatic music, no warning bell, just an ordinary Tuesday that suddenly becomes the dividing line between your old life and whatever comes next. I recently had the extraordinary privilege of interviewing Keesha Jackson, a reality TV celebrity whose life script was dramatically rewritten when she became an amputee and began living with dialysis. Her journey from entertainment personality to international motivational speaker isn't just inspiring, it's revolutionary in how it challenges our fundamental assumptions about limitation, visibility, and purpose. Keesha isn't just surviving her circumstances, she's transforming them into a global movement. From Atlanta to London, she's showing the world what resilience truly looks like, not through platitudes, but through lived experience. Her refusal to disappear from public view when society expected her to retreat has created ripple effects across continents, touching thousands of lives with a simple but profound message. Your challenges may alter your path, but they need not diminish your impact. What struck me most about Keesha wasn't just her resilience, though that would be remarkable enough. It was how she refused to let society's narrow definitions of ability dictate her story. From the United States to London, she's transformed medical challenges that might have ended many careers into a platform that reaches thousands. The first question I had to answer wasn't, how will I survive this? She told me during our conversation. It was, who will I become because of this? That question, who will we become because of our challenges, isn't just for people facing physical disabilities. It's for anyone whose life hasn't followed the expected script. We all carry this peculiar belief that our paths should unfold according to plan. Graduate college, land the job, meet the partner, buy the house, as if life is some kind of cosmic vending machine where you insert the correct efforts and out pops the expected results. But what happens when the machine breaks? When the diagnosis comes, when the relationship ends, when the career implodes, that's the moment we're actually handed our greatest opportunity. I know what you're thinking. Opportunity? That sounds like toxic positivity wrapped in a motivational poster. Trust me, I get the eye roll. I'm not suggesting we pretend hardship is a gift with a pretty bow. What I am suggesting, what Keesha's journey demonstrates, is that our response to adversity shapes more of our future than the adversity itself. After gaining fame on reality television, Keesha experienced life altering medical events that would have sent many retreating from public view. Instead, she chose radical transparency. She continued appearing on television. She engaged with fans through social media, sharing updates about movie sets in Atlanta. She transformed her experience into advocacy. The power in her approach wasn't pretending everything was fine. It was acknowledging everything wasn't fine and moving forward anyway. This is what psychologists call post traumatic growth, the positive psychological change that can occur after wrestling with highly challenging life circumstances. It's not about returning to who you were before trauma. It's about becoming someone new, someone who couldn't have existed without that challenge. But here's what's fascinating: this growth doesn't happen automatically. It requires three elements that Keesha exemplifies perfectly: resilience in facing adversity, visibility in sharing your journey, and transforming pain into purpose. Let's talk about resilience first. Resilience isn't about never falling down, it's about how you get back up. It's about maintaining forward motion even when that motion looks different than before. When Keesha faced amputation and kidney failure requiring dialysis, she didn't just adapt, She innovated. She maintained active roles in entertainment, even recruiting extras for movies after her amputation. She proved that adaptability is possible at any stage of life or career. What makes this especially powerful is that she did it publicly in an industry notoriously unforgiving about physical appearance and ability. This brings us to the second element: visibility. There's something profoundly revolutionary about refusing to disappear when society expects you to, about saying, yes, this happened to me, and no, I won't hide. We see this same power in Denisha Hughes, a social media influencer with one arm who uses TikTok to document her daily life adaptations. Rather than hiding her difference, she highlights it through humor and education in videos viewed widely under one arm. Early in her journey, Denisha faced exclusion from mainstream beauty and fashion campaigns. But by leveraging viral content, she shifted narrative control back into her own hands. Today, she mentors aspiring disabled influencers globally through digital workshops and webinars. The visibility these women choose isn't just personal, it's political. It challenges assumptions about who belongs in public spaces, who deserves to be seen, whose stories matter. This is particularly significant for Black women with disabilities who often face triple marginalization. Keisha's openness has shifted conversations around ability within Black professional circles, empowering others facing similar challenges. But visibility alone isn't enough. The third element, turning pain into purpose, is what creates lasting impact. Consider Abby, born with cerebral palsy, who transitioned from intensive therapy at Shriners Children's Chicago into dance, cheerleading, and eventually advocacy work for children with disabilities. Despite mobility limitations requiring multiple therapies, including orthopedic surgery, Abby gained confidence in public settings such as dance teams. She went from learning basic movement skills post surgery to performing complex routines as part of competitive teams. What's remarkable is how Abby's journey evolved from personal achievement to community impact. Her progress encouraged more inclusive attitudes toward disabled youth across schools nationwide. This pattern, from personal challenge to public advocacy, appears consistently in transformative journeys. The pain becomes purposeful when it serves something larger than ourselves. For Kesha, that purpose manifests as international motivational speaking. Her resilience inspired thousands. She built a supportive community online that celebrates perseverance over pity. Now, I can almost hear some of you thinking, that's great for them. But my challenges aren't that dramatic. I haven't overcome amputation or cerebral palsy. Here's the truth: the size of your challenge doesn't determine the significance of your response. Maybe your script rewrite came through a less visible struggle: depression, anxiety, chronic illness, career setback, relationship breakdown. The principles remain the same: resilience in facing it, visibility in sharing it, purpose in transforming it. And yes, visibility looks different for everyone. It might mean speaking to thousands like Keisha, or it might mean having honest conversations with your immediate circle. The power lies not in the size of your audience, but in the authenticity of your voice. As Maya Angelou wisely noted, there is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you. When we share our rewritten scripts, we free not only ourselves, but others who recognize their struggles in our words. This is especially crucial in professional spaces where vulnerability is often discouraged. The poet Audre Lorde reminds us, when we speak, we are afraid our words will not be heard or welcomed. But when we are silent, we are still afraid. So it is better to speak. Keisha's journey exemplifies this courage to speak. After her amputation, she could have retreated from public life. Instead, she leaned into her new reality, using social media to document both struggles and triumphs. Her Instagram posts from movie sets in Atlanta showed a woman continuing her professional life while acknowledging its new challenges. This transparency creates what sociologists call possibility models, examples that expand our imagination about what's possible for people like us. When Keisha continued her entertainment career post amputation, she created a possibility model for others facing physical disabilities. Similarly, when Denisha Hughes showcases beauty and fashion hacks for those with limb differences, she creates possibility models for young people questioning their place in image conscious industries. These stories matter profoundly because representation shapes aspiration. We cannot become what we cannot see, but there's something even more powerful at work in these journeys: the transformation of identity itself. When life rewrites our script, it inevitably changes how we see ourselves. The question becomes whether that new identity will be defined by loss or by possibility. Keisha chose possibility. She didn't become just an amputee or dialysis patient. She became an amputee who still works in entertainment, a dialysis patient who travels internationally as a speaker. The medical conditions became part of her story, not the whole story. This distinction is crucial. Our challenges shape us, but they need not define us. So I ask you now, what script in your life is being rewritten? And more importantly, how will you respond? Will you allow unexpected plot twists to become the end of your story? Or will you do what Denisha, and Abby have done? Use those very twists to create a narrative more powerful than the one you originally planned. The world doesn't need more people pretending life is perfect. It needs more people with the courage to acknowledge their struggles and the creativity to transform them into something meaningful. Your interrupted script isn't a tragedy, it's an invitation to deeper authenticity, expanded perspective, and more purposeful impact. The next time life hands you an unwelcome plot twist, remember Keisha's question: who will I become because of this? Your answer might just change not only your life, but countless others who are waiting to see what's possible when we refuse to let our challenges have the final word. This isn't about finding silver linings or forced optimism. It's about claiming the power to determine what your challenges mean and how they will shape, but not limit, your future. So take that interrupted script, that moment when everything changed. And instead of seeing it as the end of your story, recognize it as the beginning of your most powerful chapter yet. The world is waiting for your rewrite.